Hi there. From time to time I will have a guest fly tyer on my fly tying page. They will get to explain their techniques and their designs. My guest tonight is Mr. Craig Coltman, who, if the truth be told, has been the sole fly tyer in some major championships, tying literally hundreds of flies for the team to use. Welcome to Bubble Eye Media, Craig.
Hi, Chris.
Being that Bubble Eye Media's theme is small streams, what are you going to tie for us tonight?
Well, my plan was to tie an Antron Caddis, Chris. It's ideal for small or large streams for that matter, but ideally suited for small streams. Okay, Chris, well, I've got a size 12 dry fly hook here. It's a barbless hook because pretty much I practice catch and release, and also all our competition is barbless, and the pre-made barbless hooks are the way to go. I'm using black thread 8/0, so just prepare it as in the normal way. And then we go for our Antron. There's all different colours we can use. And what I do is I get my length of Antron and then I split it because that's actually too bulky. So we want about half of that Antron to form the underwing of this particular fly. Now for simplicity, I'm putting it on with the shortish bit that way, and I'm going to start a third of the way down the hook and then wind backwards. So all the time you're lifting up and squeezing, so you're actually trying to make sure that all the material that you're tying on the hook is actually squeezed onto the top of the hook, not wrapped around the hook. That way you keep everything in control and you get a nicely presented fly. Then I wind down. Now everybody dubs differently, but I like to use this high-tack wax, and then we're going to dub the body on. And in this case, you can use all sorts of different dubbings, but I'm using a soft grey rabbit dubbing, and that's really the preferred type of dubbing I would like to use, because it dubs a lot tighter and it works a lot better. So just pinch off the amount that I think I'm going to use and stick it to, that's a bit too much, stick it to the high-tack wax which I'll put on. And you can see that's just clinging to the thread as we speak. And then I like to have slightly damp hands and just spin it on. And I'm putting that on quite tightly. So that's the dubbing on the thread. Then winding back up the hook, creating this grey underbody. There we go. So that's our body prepared. Now the next trick is to fold back the Antron and to lash that down. So that's lashed down there. Then we can cut the wing, the underwing. Now on this I use my nippers at my scissors at a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to cut through both, and I'm going to cut it at a 45-degree angle. That way when it springs up they're both the same length. If you were to actually cut it straight, you would find that this underwing would actually be shorter than the little bit of a tail tag that's hanging out. Then I come forward and I make sure that I've got thread laid all the way along that hook shank there. Because when I put my elk hair on, if I don't, it will tend to spin. It won't grab, it'll spin over on the hook shank. Then I'm going to cut off my elk hair here. That's about a medium elk hair. The trick here is not to use too much. It's very easy to chop off more than you need, and the fly won't be able to cope with it. So chop that off, stroke out, pull out the fluffy underbody hair and into our hair stacker. So into the hair stacker, and sorry, this will make a bit of noise. That should do it. And we've got all you can see there, we've got all our hair stacked at the same length. So lift it up, pinch it between your fingers and lay it on top of your prepared fly here. So it's a little bit over the top of the underwing. Then transfer it to your left hand and start to lash it down. Now the trick here is now we will never let go with our left hand until we've finished the whole lashing down process and the trimming up process. If you do let go with your left hand, it'll tend to spray out and it makes it a lot harder to clip your fly off. Now we've got that all trimmed. Now we're just going to clip back here and just chop off all those daggy bits. The other trick is, of course, with all of your fly tying is not to crowd the eye of the hook. It's very easy to bring that all in too close. That's why we've left a third, if we remember from before. So we're not crowding the eye of the hook. Now I can let go. And you can see that's sitting quite nicely there as an overwing. Then pull it down again, bit more wax, and a little bit more grey dubbing to create the head. Just on with that, that's a bit too much again. Spin that off. Wind it up, and we start in at the wing and then come back towards the eye of the hook, finishing off like so with the usual whip finish. So quite a simple fly, but a very effective fly. I like it because it's quick to tie, it fishes well, and it's incredibly versatile. So you can use it in a lot of different fishing scenarios, and really this fly has produced fish for me all around the world. I haven't been to a place where you've got caddis and where this fly won't catch fish. And that's it, the Antron Caddis.
Many thanks for the Antron Caddis, Craig. It looks very good. Now, what about different colours?
Okay, well look, this is I suppose a standard one, but equally you could tie them in lighter colours by using lighter Antron and a bleached elk hair over the top, or you can go into those darker black or mahogany colours just by varying the colour of the Antron and also the colour of the elk hair plus the dubbing. And of course a black one is very good on dark because you get that great silhouette there, the fish see it very well.
Okay, now obviously you could fish that as a single fly. What about fishing in tandem with a trailing nymph?
Yeah, well again, because this is such a buoyant fly, it's ideal for nymph under dry, so I use it a lot in that situation. I'll also use it as a searching fly, particularly good at hopper time because it's also got, I suppose, grasshopper characteristics, and also as a skittered fly, so when you might have a riffle and you're trying to skitter your fly across the surface, the trout love it in that. And I guess the other thing is it's such a robust fly. This will literally catch hundreds of fish, put it in the dry fly shake, it comes back, so you don't have to be too particular about the fly as well.
Okay, and lastly, just sizes you've tied for us today are 14. Would you go smaller than that?
Yeah, 14s, 12s, 10s would be the most common sizes I'm using. On big water where you've got a big riffle, I'll move up to 10s, but in your smaller streams, down on the 14s. But of course, tying it into, I suppose, the average size of the caddis that are about.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's an excellent dry fly.